Okay, we're looking at a day in the life again today, and we talked about the chord progression through the verse yesterday. Now we get to the rest of this song, and we get to just some weird stuff here. So we've got this instrumental section, and basically it's just noise. Okay, it's just a bunch of noise after verse 3. And out of the noise, we enter into the key of E. Okay, so we've gone from the key of G, and now suddenly, and this section is just called middle, which is kind of weird. But we just find ourselves in the key of E, out of nowhere. Okay, this is just weird. So we got E. This is your flat 7 again right here, right? So if we're in the key of E, this is the flat 7, but it's a suspended second chord. And we go back to E. So we got 1, 7, 1, and then this is the 5 chord in the key of E, 7 suspended. That's not unusual at all. Then we got 1, 5, 1, flat 7, 1, 5, 1, 5 again. And then comes this really unusual change here. Okay, so you could try to analyze this in terms of, in relationship to the key of E, or maybe in relationship to the key of G. But really, it's a transitional section, and so they're really just making their way back to the key of G. So, however, if you were going to think about this in terms of the key of E, you'd say, well, this is your 6th chord right here, actually a flat 6, so we're borrowing that from E minor. Okay, so let's actually write this out here. So this is the flat 6, which would be borrowed from minor. This is going to be the flat 3, also borrowed from E minor. D is the 7 chord. Okay, it's a little bit too tight here to do this. D would be 7. That's the 4 chord in E, and then your 1 chord. Okay, so you can see, though, that there's this relationship going on here. C, G, and D, those are all in the key of G. Okay, so this isn't really out of nowhere. It's not completely random. It kind of looks random, but when you start actually looking at what's going on, you can see, okay, so if we're thinking about borrowing from the parallel minor, we're in E major, we're borrowing from the parallel minor. We've got a flat 6, a flat 3, the 7, flat 7, but those are also part of G major because E minor is the relative minor of G major. So the Beatles knew their theory, I think. Then we repeat this, okay, C, G, D, and A. Repeat that again. We go to A, and then we have this D, C, D. So what this is doing right here is it's putting a little bit more emphasis on the D, just going back to this. And really what that does is it helps this feel like the 5 chord of G major. And then if we want to look at the rest of this song here, so now this transitions into the key of G, and this song's worth listening to because it just comes out of nowhere. It almost feels like it just comes out of nowhere. Suddenly they're in the key of G, and that's basically the rest of the song right there. So interesting song. Leave me some comments if you have questions about what I mentioned, or you disagree with me and you think I'm an idiot. Just leave me a comment. I'd love to hear from you.